Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rich Bradley, President of the Board of Public Service. This is the regular meeting of the Board of Public Service for Tuesday, April 30th, 2024. This is a public meeting and there are no lettings or no hearings today. So I would ask that only members of this board be allowed to speak unless recognized by myself or the secretary. At this time, I'll ask secretary to please call the roll.
Director Coyle,
Present.
Director Davis, Director Hayes,
Aye.
Director Pearson, Director Scobie,
Present.
Director Williams,
Present.
President Bradley.
Present. I will call the meeting order. We have a quorum.
Dr. Mati is also present. Thank you. Sorry for being late.
Thank you.
Duly noted. Thank you.
Regular business from the President. Recommendation that approval be given as follows. Plans and specifications for letting number 8769 for reconstruction of Taxi Lane Charlie from Taxiway S to Taxiway G, Project 2 at St. Louis Lambert International Airport at an estimated cost of $28,278,000 to be paid from ordinance number 71657. Professional Service Agreement number 1273, Executive Program Management at St. Louis Lambert International Airport with PMG Executive Program Management, LLC, in the amount of $2 million. Supplemental Agreement number 2 to PSA number 1223 for design services for T2 building expansion and improvements to the inbound baggage carousel at St. Louis Lambert International Airport with Burns and McDonnell, Inc. in the amount of $75,075. This supplemental agreement is amended to modify the scope of work and is authorized by ordinance number 70617. Supplemental Agreement number 3 to PSA number 1223, design services for T2 building expansion and improvements to the inbound baggage carousels at the St. Louis Lambert International Airport with Burns and McDonnell, Inc. in the amount of $53,175. This supplemental agreement is amended to modify the scope of work and is authorized by ordinance number 70617. Supplemental Agreement number 4 to PSA number 1249 for Program Management Services, Expansion and Modernization of the Cervantes Convention Center with Kwame Building Group in the amount of $3,026,445. This supplemental agreement is amended to modify the scope of work and is authorized by ordinance number 70883. Supplemental Agreement number 14 to PSA number 1226 for mechanical, electrical, and plumbing design services at St. Louis Lambert International Airport with Burns and McDonnell, Inc. in the amount of $932,093.89. This supplemental agreement is amended to modify the scope of work and is authorized by ordinance number 71657. Supplemental Agreement number 15 to PSA number 1226 for mechanical, electrical, and plumbing design services at St. Louis Lambert International Airport with Burns and McDonnell, Inc. in the amount of $89,016.03. This supplemental agreement is amended to modify the scope of work and is authorized by ordinance number 71657. From the Office of Special Events, request for the following to be approved, subject to certain conditions. There's one special event to be declared as a festival zone. Deaconess Center Children's Mental Health Awareness Celebration will take place on Bell Avenue between Vanderbilt and North Spring on May 4th from 11 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Setup and tear down will begin at 8 a.m. and end at 4 p.m. From the Director of Public Utilities, recommendation that the board declares as emergency action for the following. CCTV inspections of all pipes that penetrate the levee at the Howard Bend Water Treatment Plant are being required by the Army Corps of Engineers to ensure that there are no issues with the pipe and that the plant is following Army Corps of Engineers standards. The estimated cost of this work is $8,500. Repair to the chain of rocks crane truck number 404. This request replaces the one that was approved by this honorable board on March 12, 2024, under BPS document number 304931. The cost of work was underestimated at $12,000 and the new total is $16,000. Contract assistance with water main and fire hydrant repairs due to staffing shortages. The estimated cost of this work is $750,000. From the Director of Streets, recommendation that the following be approved, subject to certain conditions. Application number 132145, request by SJC Food and Bev LP, doing business as Orzolas, Fajitas, and Margaritas, to encroach with tables and chairs for a sidewalk cafe utilizing 45 square feet with liquor at 2730 McNair Avenue. The street department previously denied this request and now wishes to rescind that denial. Application number 132215, request by Sulor Community Improvement District to have the authority to encroach with banners on 285 additional poles within their district. The area is roughly bounded by Marion Street, I-55, Sydney Street, and 3rd Street, with the exception of 10th Street, Menard Avenue, 11th Street, 13th Street, and 18th Street, which are located south of Shenandoah Avenue. From the Directors of Public Safety and Utilities, joint recommendation that the following be approved, subject to certain conditions. Request by Paul Marshall to subdivide 2626 Clifton Avenue into 2 lots in City Block 4795. Joint recommendation that the following be denied. Request by Selma Properties Investment, LLC, to adjust the boundary plat of lots 40, 41, and part of lot 42 of the Sharkeys subdivision in City Block 2166. From the Directors of Public Utilities and Streets, joint recommendation that the following be approved, subject to certain conditions. Request by IMEG for public improvements at 4226 Sarpy Avenue to convert the property into a pharmacy and infusion center with a complete remodel of the interior of the building. Request by MSD for public improvements at St. Louis and Bell Avenue to include storm sewer separation of street inlets and routing the water to stormwater detention basins that have been constructed under a separate project. Request by Union Electric, doing business as Ameren, Missouri, to remove 2 poles in the alley and relocate overhead lines underground at the Tower Vista Townhomes located at 1409 Tower Grove Avenue. Joint recommendation that 3 applications from AT&T be approved, subject to certain conditions. Application number 27 for 1400 Pappan Street. Application number 28 for 1301 Convention Plaza. Application number 30 for 37 Hampton Avenue. From the Director of Public Safety, recommendation that the following be approved. Ordinance number 71729 recommends the Board of Public Service to authorize the building commissioner to promulgate the short-term rental rules herein and are subject to amendment in accordance with section 14. The effective date of this ordinance is November 6, 2024. There are 6 conditional use permits.
Good afternoon, Mr. President and members of the board. My name is Sandra Long, zoning planning examiner for the city, and I'll be representing the building commissioner at today's meeting. Per board order number 6766 transmitted herewith are recommendations for the following conditional use agenda applications. Approval with conditions is recommended for 6 applications. 4275 Louisiana Avenue, 1224 Washington Avenue, Unit 110, 4365 Chippewa Street, 4517-19 Olive Street, and 4043 Gravois Avenue. And I think that this was an error because I think 3800 South Grand was submitted with no conditions?
Yes, it was.
Okay,
That's correct.
okay. I request the recommendations be approved as submitted.
Thank you, Sandra. Are there any questions on today's conditional uses?
Greg Hayes, I make a motion to accept the conditional uses as submitted by Ms. Long.
Second Davis.
Thank you, directors. Can you call the roll, please?
Director Coyle,
Aye.
Director Davis,
Aye.
Director Hayes,
Aye.
Director Pearson, Director Scobie,
Aye.
Director Williams,
Aye.
President Bradley.
Aye, today's conditional uses are approved. I'd like to turn your attention to our meeting minutes from last Tuesday, April 23rd, 2024. Are there any questions or comments on the meeting minutes as presented? Seeing none, I'll ask for a motion to approve, please. So moved, Scobie.
Second Coyle.
Thank you, directors. Can you call the roll, please?
Director Coyle,
Aye.
Director Davis,
Aye.
Director Hayes,
Aye.
Director Pearson, Director Scobie,
Aye.
Director Williams,
Aye.
President Bradley.
Aye, the meeting minutes are approved. Today's agenda, are there any questions or comments on today's BPS meeting agenda? Seeing none, I'll ask for a motion to approve, please. So moved, Scobie.
Second Williams.
Thank you, directors. Can you call the roll, please?
Director Coyle,
Aye.
Director Davis,
Aye.
Director Hayes,
Aye.
Director Pearson, Director Scobie,
Aye.
Director Williams,
Aye.
President Bradley.
Aye, today's agenda is approved. Before we adjourn, are there any questions or any comments from any of our board directors? Seeing none, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn, please.
So moved, Hayes.
Second, Scobie. Thank you, directors. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Aye, meeting adjourned. Thank you all. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you.
Aye.
Yeah.